In that case, how about Ushio? We can use the character for tide.
Ushio.
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 Welcome to Otaku Daikun. I'm Dai.
And I'm Ari.
And for this video, we'll be providing you with an extremely simple, foolproof strategy to pronouncing all sorts of Japanese names and words. By the end of this video, you should be a champ at pronouncing character names correctly every time, even if you've never seen them before.
We'll go through 4 major steps and then cover some extra tips, finishing off with some challenge words and phrases. Let's begin.
Step 1. Read the word carefully. At first, I saw no reason to make this an actual rule, but Watch Mojo proved me wrong.
Kazuro accepts his fate and meets Asuna.
Yeah, let's start by not adding or changing letters at least. Trying to say someone's name without looking at it carefully is just rude and ignorant. Step 2. Know your vowels. Getting this step down will instantly allow you to pronounce 90% of all Japanese words with relative ease. Believe it or not, Japanese vowels are easier to learn than English ones since they always have the same sounds. In English, you have a dog or an elephant. You have underground, but not university. Japanese doesn't pull that weird crap. So the vowel A should always be pronounced ah. Ever had a doctor ask you to say ah before? That's the sound.
You hear it in names like Asuna, Alibaba, Negima, and Yagami.
The vowel E is pronounced eh. What's the sound you make when you taste something nasty? As you stick out your tongue, right? That eh sound is kind of what you want.
As in Eru, Megurine, Edward, and Emiya.
The vowel I makes an E sound, just like when you shout cheese before a picture.
Think Inuyasha, Rin, Chi, or Miku.
The vowel O makes an O sound. It doesn't sound like the O in Rob, but like the O in robe.
There's Yoko, Tomoyo, Kaito, and Hakuoro.
Lastly, the vowel U makes an ooh sound, like you just saw a spooky ghost. A U by itself should never be pronounced like Unity or UPS.
Now you know it's Ushio, Yuki, Kuon, and Udon.
Step 3. Know your syllables. In general, the only syllables you'll see in Japanese are standalone vowels or a consonant plus a vowel.
There's A, E, I, O, U. Or combinations like Ka, Ke, Ki, Ko, and Ku. In fact, the only consonant not always paired with a vowel is N, like in udon.
This means that you can easily break down any word into its syllables and plan your pronunciation out if you're unsure. Generally, unless otherwise noted, each syllable should have the same weight. So it's Kakashi, not Kakashi, Nagisa, not Nagisa, and Kagome, not Kagome.
So that song, Domo Arigato Mr. Roboto, doesn't just use the O at the end for the sake of rhyming. A syllable never ends in T, so the Japanese say roboto.
Step 4. What to do with Y. In English, Y can sound like I, as in rye bread, but it can also sound like E, as in you, or young. In Japanese, only the latter is true. In your mind, you could replace Y with E, and it would sound almost the same.
In many cases, Y will act as a contraction between the E sound and the U sound, like in Raiyu. It connects the characters Ri and U with Raiyu.
So those are all the rules, but here are some advanced tips to keep in mind, even if they're not absolutely necessary. For starters, Japanese doesn't have a TH sound, so it gets said as su. That's why Aerith is pronounced erisu in Japanese.
Japanese also doesn't have an L sound, so they just use an R, hence the term English. Japanese don't pronounce R sound so strongly either. It's not ra, but ra, with a flick of the tongue.
If you see an OU in a Japanese word, it doesn't mean oo at all, but notes a stretch of the O sound. It's more accurate to write this with a line above the O instead, but you'll still see it done with an OU, like ryogi shiki.
If you see two consonants in a row, it implies a skip in the sound, like in kokuri.
Sometimes when you encounter a su sound, the U will be very quiet, almost silent. While you can technically say daisuke or senketsu, they'll often be said daisuke or senketsu.
So, that's all for the lesson. Now, it's time for some challenge words.
We'll display a word or phrase on screen and give you 5 or so seconds to work out how you'd pronounce it, and we'll give you the answer before moving on.
First challenge.
Shakugan no shana.
Second challenge.
Hitokiri batosai.
Third challenge.
Shinku Hadouken.
Fourth challenge.
Tatsumaki senpukyaku.
Fifth challenge.
Utowareru mono, itsuwari no kamen.
Final challenge.
Amakakeru Raiyu no hirameki. How'd you do?
I hope that after watching this video, you now know that this isn't sake, it's sake. This isn't a samurai, it's a samurai. And this is not a ninja, it's a ninja. Thank you for viewing our guide of sorts. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to our channel for more anime discussions, reviews, and let's plays. Until next time, celebrate your fandom.